Hey guys, welcome back. This is December 14th, 2023. I have the cows still at grazing, just moved them to, this is what we call the old cornfield because it was once an old cornfield. It's now seeded down to a native prairie type mix, and I'm just grazing off pretty much all the cool seasons that came in this fall. Cows are in good condition and are all at least body score 5, possibly 6. Hair coats are very nice and shiny, as you can see here by this one. Very content. They're happy to be out grazing again. We had a couple inches, actually 2.5 inches of rain last weekend, and I had them in a little sacrifice area feeding them some hay, and they're definitely happy to be back out grazing. This is probably one of the better quality pastures. They're very content. They haven't bellered at me at all. Usually they're always have something to say, but they're very content here. This is the water setup I have for this area. It's a 100-gallon tank, continuous flow. I have an overflow there, that white pipe you can see that allows the water to go out of the tank outside of where the cows are so that it doesn't get all muddy or icy. I have a hose here that runs to the tank. It's always flowing because there's a stream out here in the woods. I'll show you. I put a culvert pipe, buried that vertical as a tile, and the hose is in the bottom of that. This water collects here. There's a spring right under that culvert, and also there's a stream here. I have a bunch of 3/4 inch stone there buried so it filters through. There's a 1-inch black poly that I have buried, hooked to a garden hose, and I just let it run. And in theory, it should not freeze. Gets down to, last night it was down to 20. No, there wasn't even any little ice on it, so I think we'll be good. We'll only be here for maybe 7 days, so nothing. It's not going to be too cold. It's actually supposed to be very warm next week. They must all be ruminating here and cleaning each other, as you can see. There's a few of them, making sure they're all clean. I think there's 4 acres here. Might only be maybe closer to 3.5. Should be about 5 days worth of grazing. And this field, and then I got a couple more in the field above it, maybe 3 days above that. Here's where they'll go after, and then I'll just graze back to that water if it's too cold. Or it's actually supposed to be in the 50s for a couple days and 40s after that next week. So I still have my water wagon out here so I can hook that up if I need to. I want to keep water closer to them. And a chance of snow next week too, 1 day, so I got the hay bale there in case I gotta feed them that a day or two. This is where I had them last weekend. That's the highest point on the fields or on my pastures. Hard to tell when you're this high, but put them in the highest point, figuring it'd be the driest. Fed them 2 bales there for 4 days, and they pugged it up around the bales, but that's all right because that'll next year, once that grows back in, that'll be the best spot of the field. This is an area I have been doing some brush clearing, just started that this morning. And to the left of this big tree here, I cleared that last winter. This area here, I cleared that last winter, so I'm just finishing up now the bottom portion of the hedgerow. There's some nice oak trees in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to be at least 6 oak trees. There's a horse nut chestnut, I think it's called, or a horse chestnut tree in there. I think it's probably the only one we have that I know of on the estate. So just ripping this brush out and burn it all at some point. It will allow these other trees to grow up and have a sigh of relief, not getting choked out from all the bittersweet. And this was the last field that I have to graze this year on this pasture. There's maybe 8 acres, maybe 10 acres here that I have available to graze. That'll be coming down here next. There's only one water point, which is at the far end behind us, so hopefully they'll graze all the way to the end of the field and walk back. Might have to make them a laneway so they utilize it better. Also probably gonna have to get a protein supplement. As you can see, it's pretty brown. There is some green in there that's hard to see on the camera, but underneath the brown there's quite a bit of green that has came up, so they might not need too much protein. Also moved my corral down from where it was down here to where I have a solid road, so no matter how muddy it gets, I will always be able to get them back home when I need to. So move that down before we got all that rain last week. And that's about all that has happened since the last video. Thanks for watching.